3 more bodies have been retrieved from the collapsed building in Kenya, bringing the death toll to 10. More than 30 people have been rescued from the rubble in Nairobi, suburb of Tasia, but there are fears more are still trapped. Some families are still waiting for news on their relatives who are missing. The 6-story building collapsed on Friday. Governor of the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, has pleaded not guilty to more than 30 counts of corruption, including money laundering and receiving bribes. Mike Sonko is accused of making more than $3 million through unlawful activities. The court was surrounded by riot police after Mr. Sonko's supporters called for protest. He is a controversial figure and has already spent time in jail. We have Kenyan journalists now joining us. Abby Agina joins us from Nairobi to give us more details. Thank you for joining us. Now, it's quite the coincidence that this verdict comes today, marking the International Anti-Corruption Day. What does this not guilty verdict mean for Governor Sonko's case?
Well, the verdict has caught many of his supporters by surprise. Majority of them knew that Governor Mike Sonko would be granted bail and he would, of course, be a free man. But this was not to be. So far, the court has indicated that Governor Mike Sonko will be spending 2 more nights in police custody and he will be held in remand, even as the bail application will be heard and determined come on Wednesday this week. So by all means, this comes as a huge surprise for his supporters. At the same time, at the national level, the government has indicated that they will not spare anyone in their fight against corruption in the country.
Yeah, Mr. Sonko is said to be a controversial figure. Apart from his supporters, who you say are surprised by this latest development, how are other Kenyans reacting to this?
So far, we've been able to get reports of a couple of demonstrations happening in the outer city of Nairobi, and this mainly is in Mike Sonko's key voter base that is in the east side of Nairobi, which is also popularly known as Eastlands, where he draws a huge following from his supporters. We do know that roads were barricaded for a better part of the afternoon, but so far the police have indicated that all the protesters have been cleared from the roads, but there's been a lot of or should I say, hue and cry from his supporters, indicating that Governor Mike Sonko is being fought for political reasons. Others are indicating that Governor Sonko is being fought because he's quite a very controversial politician in Kenya, and he has been rising in his ranks. He started off as a member of parliament. He rose to become a senator. Now he's a governor who is in charge of the capital city. So some are reading politics into this latest arrest by Governor Sonko, whereas his supporters have been urged by the governor, who did issue a statement indicating that appealing to his supporters to remain calm, even as the court process goes through the due process. So for now, there's a sense of calm, but a lot of uncertainty as to what will happen in the coming days.
Yeah, finally, before I let you go, his arrest on Friday is seen as a high-profile move in the government's much-trumpeted anti-graft push. Would we be seeing more of this in the coming days?
Well, the Director of Public Prosecutions has been very categorical, indicating that the war on corruption must be won, and they are targeting all levels of government, be you a minister, be you a governor, be you a senator, be you a sitting member of parliament. The government has been very specific, saying that they will actually they will leave no stone unturned in this war against corruption. Kenya loses a third of its budget to corruption, and this has heavily affected delivery of public services. So the government is saying they are not relenting, and we are yet to see more in the coming days, especially when it comes to targeting high-profile figures in the various levels of government. As you know, the counties are very strategic points where various politicians who have influence have also been allegedly accused of misusing those offices by this, I mean, abuse of office. So there's a lot of investigations happening across the country, especially.
Kenyan journalist Abby Agina, thank you so much for joining us on the program.